Welcome, everyone. My name is Lisa Wisel, and this is the meditation group run through the Long Beach Library. And this will be an embodiment meditation. And I also like to focus on some of the intentions that some of the people who are joining us here live today through Long Beach Library, they've sort of identified some things that they want to work on, and they're sort of universal. So I'll share that with you. I'm going to put on some music. Starts out sounding a little bit new agey, and then it kind of settles down into just some piano music. And so allow yourself to be as comfortable as possible. For those of you that are new to the group, please know that there are a lot of myths having to do with meditation. You have to sit in a certain way, hold your fingers in a certain way, have a mantra. And if you do that as a normal practice, please feel free to practice in the way that you feel comfortable. The way that I'm going to guide this group today is to encourage you to allow your body to feel as settled in and aligned, or even reclined, right? If you have any pain in your body whatsoever, it really is much more important that you be respectful of what your body needs. And sometimes if it's in pain, it needs a different kind of support. So please honor that individually for yourself. So you notice I'm situating myself here, so allow your shoulders to be back and down. It's October 1st. I've got my orange on today. Sort of acknowledging the change. Your feet be flat on the floor if you're seated, not in front of your knees, not in back, but right underneath, so you have a nice foundational plumb line for your legs. If you want to reach onto the outside of your leg and sort of get yourself seated a little more so that you feel the sits bones underneath you, you feel the chair beneath you, legs on the floor, legs supported by whatever chair you're on. Shoulders back and down, elbows beneath your shoulders, again, so that there's that nice straight line. And your hands rest comfortably in your lap. So your hands can be face down, face up. So I say that because I want you to experiment with increasing a feeling of comfort in your body, in your emotions, in your mind. So how do we do that? Well, awareness is key, and meditation helps us open to awareness. And so if you'd like to close your eyes, you can. It's not required. If you feel more comfortable with them open, it's fine. But give yourself an internal focus. Soften your gaze. So in other words, you're not looking out to anything on your screen. You're really almost as if, right, you can give yourself an inward gaze, because we're paying attention to ourselves in a way that is supportive, self-supportive, caring. You showed up today. That's wonderful. You showed up. So you already have some support present. And there are so many ways in which your body's support is present. Sometimes when we just sigh, it's our body's way of softening and settling us down. And we're not always conscious of it, right? We don't make a sigh happen. It just enters in as needed. So that's one way that our bodies have that self-support built in. So really feel the surface of the chair or the bed, or if you're outdoors, the bench that you're seated on. And as you exhale, we immediately meet again another way that our body has this built-in support. Each time you exhale, your muscles elongate, they soften, they settle down, they sink. They go with the flow, the natural flow of gravity. And so our bodies already know how to let go. We don't even have to help. Our bodies let go of our breath. We exhale. Yes. And so in order to create some integration, right, for our thoughts and our emotions and our bodies, we let go in another way. We give ourselves a meditation mission. And the mission is to witness what is already happening. So what's already happening is we're breathing in and we're breathing out. And we witness it as a way to integrate our focus, our attention, our breathing, and any emotion that's running through our systems, right? And so, like a gentle coach, you align yourself with this healing process of noticing and watching how your body breathes for you. So there are times when people say, I come to meditation because I want to relax. When we simply need to remember that relaxation is built in. So it's built into what's already happening in our breathing process. And so as we pay attention to our breath, the movement of our breath, we may encounter a pause, right? P-A-U-S-E, a pause. And sometimes in meditation, what we're practicing is actually watching, noticing, staying with those moments when I guess we sort of release or let go, we release our roadblocks or our body blocks. Right, so sometimes a thought will come in and it's really normal to be thinking while you're meditating. Sometimes there's a myth that we should have no thoughts while we're meditating. But our brains are set up to think for us, and there's an adjustment and a transition process that happens when we meditate. And what happens is we're cooling down the thought process. And if you are a person who is a planner, or an intellectual, it may take you some time, and so allow yourself that time and make this transition with all of us. Make the transition into sensation. Feel your feet. Feel your legs. If you get itchy, feel the itch or the scratch. If you feel like you need to cough or sneeze, let that go. So you're aware of the sensation, you feel it. And if it calls your attention, breathe into it. Right, so that's when we're consciously using our capacity to control our breath, to deepen our breath. And we use that as a technique, method, to deepen our connection to the natural process of breathing. We feel our bodies expand. We feel it sink and soften. We sort of regroup. And then we let go and allow our bodies to naturally breathe. And then we allow our thoughts to follow the movement of our breath. Connect with the movement of our breath. And if a thought comes in and we find ourselves going towards the thought, we regroup. We gently coach and guide our thoughts to be focused on the movement of the breath, the expansion, the letting go. And you allow your breath to take over. And get really curious about this breathing process of ours, this healing, natural movement that takes place within our bodies, our lungs, our muscles. And you feel it. You just focus on feeling it. remembering that it's natural and normal for your thinking process to be drawn somewhere else. And so this gentle little wrestling that we're doing with our thought process is to just bring it back, guide it back, coax it back, maybe to something like your hands, feeling of your hands, the temperature of your hands. If there are any distractions, you just breathe into them. And so our practice is guiding ourselves back, feeling that natural human, perhaps habit, right, of sort of retreating or running, and then we just usher ourselves back, like almost like we're putting our arm around our own thoughts, putting our arm, guiding ourselves back to the sensation of breathing, the sensation of what it's like to be alive in our bodies. What it's like to be feeling our feet, legs, the backs of our legs, the back of our body, making contact with the soft structure beneath us, the density of our physicality, our bodies, even our muscles, softening of our muscles as we exhale. Receiving as much comfort as much rest and relaxation. So the way that you can receive the recuperation is to be really consciously aware of the feeling of rest. And so sometimes when we're meditating, we're right in between being awake and being asleep. And so we're practicing staying alert and aware of how deeply our bodies assist us each time we exhale. How our bodies assist us in settling down. And see if you can In addition to focusing on the way that your body relaxes as you exhale, nourish it with your attention to the expansion as you breathe in. And so you're receiving nourishment, oxygen, spaciousness, connection with all that is outside of you. If you're outdoors, or if you're indoors, really just sense and feel the air around you. Sense and feel it as you breathe it in. That's it, my friends. So being aware as many sensations as you can. Sort of be aware of all at the same time. We want to be inclusive. Even if it's a thought, just say, oh, that's a thought here. I'm going to go into my breath with that thought. I'm going to let it ride the wave of my torso as it moves, my exhale as it descends. And in doing so, you bring yourself right into the moment, into reality, as life as it is right now, into your life. Not in the past, not in the future, right now, this moment that you're living. And there's a natural gratitude that sort of opens up as you have yourself completely seated in the moment that you're in, the breath that you're in. Good. So practicing some of the things that you've heard today, right? Feeling your feet on the floor, feeling your legs and back, sliding your head back just a little bit in space so that your skull is in alignment. And your bones are aligned so that your muscles can just drape over them. And noticing how your body just receives, naturally receives the movement that comes as you inhale. So you let your body just breathe and you observe. So as you observe, you bring your thought process, attention and focus into alignment with your body. If you notice any emotions, remember that they all run along the same pathways. Excitement, right? Any of our joys, our sorrows, they all run through the same pathways in our body. If you want to give yourself some added support, you can put your hand on your heart or your belly and feel that sensation. Really individualizing this experience, tailoring it for yourself. If there's any place on your body that needs some extra care or support, your neck, your temples, your jaw, any place that needs some extra support, you just take a deeper breath into that area. Will you place your hands there? So that you allow, right, by making contact with your own body, you really allow yourself to almost physically see yourself. See and feel any emotion. You're really just giving yourself deep attention. And you can lighten that just ever so slightly, sort of dial it back a little bit, and just stay with the subtlety of your breath and where you are at. Practicing meditation will build your resilience, strengthen your immune system, soften your muscles, ease all of your bodily systems, lower your blood pressure, lower your cholesterol, enhance your ability to soften into any emotion you have so that your body can release it, let it go, feel it. And if all this is somewhat new to you, just feel your hands on your lap, making that connection with yourself. Remember that we're all doing the best that we can, and that you showed up here today to give yourself some needed attention to sustain your strength, to build your strength. To build some support around kindness and grace, compassion. To recenter your thoughts to this natural healing process that isn't outside of yourself. It's right there, every moment, right there. As you breathe. Even when you notice that you feel tight or nervous, you're noticing it. And that is the needed attention that's called for. And that needed attention opens up the gates to change. And so just stay with yourself, my friends. Just stay with yourself. Notice the breaths that are already happening. Count them if you want to. You can count them. In is one, out is one. So the breath happens first. 2, 2, 3, 3. And so on, whenever you feel like you may need some added help with softening your thoughts and deepening into the healing process that's present in your body. And as the thoughts go by and the time passes moment by moment and the planes go by, stay right in this moment of your life. Remembering that there's peace right there in every breath. And as you're ready, not a moment before, as you're ready, not a moment before, you can begin to open and close your eyes. Closing them more than opening them at first to give yourself a gentle transition. Good. Yes, good, my friends. Very good.